What is up, guys? It is your boy Royal Mech, and I know it has been a long time. Things have been crazy at home, so it's been kind of out of whack for me to be able to record and also get you guys videos out. But I got a lot of deck lists to catch up on, especially with the festival collection finally coming out. But we're gonna start with my first love, oldie but a goodie, Chronojet. And why this is important is because we did get actually support in the festival collection. So as you guys know, we are just going to go ahead, run the generic ride line all the way through. Then, you know, we need to make sure we have both our crests, both the jet crest and the energy generator. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Chronojet crest locks us into only being able to ride Chronojets. For every face-up card, two cards in the G zone, you get plus 5k. For every face-up card in the G zone, you get 5k. Then this has the ability, after being in battle phase, you choose one of your grade 3s, and it can be turned into a grade 0. Lovely ability. We love this skill all day, every day. Ride deck will always stay the same. For those of you who don't know, the skills, drawn, normal starter. Major Gears effect gives you the generator and gives you the Chronojet crest and a draw. Then you have Smoke Gear when rode by Chronojet Dragon. Soul Blast 1, search your deck for a grade 3, add it to hand. Really good ability in a stride deck. And then we have our big boy himself, Chronojet Dragon. Here is his ability. He has the first ability, when his unit attacks, he can gain 5k, and when he does, after doing that as well, your opponent cannot guard with grade 1s or higher. AKA, no PGs. No grade 1 cards to guard with, no grade 2s to guard with. Really good, especially in the later game when you shouldn't stride anymore because you're losing your deck. But really good, because then it also has the ability, when strode over, counterblast 1, to then choose one of your opponent's rear guards, bottom deck it. Now, we normally don't use this skill, but it is an option, especially when there's cards on the board that are kind of a nuisance. Early game. I'm talking to you, Prison. All right. Next up, let's go into the actual main deck. So for our grade 3s, first we play 2 additional copies of Chronojet. This way we can be able to stride into next stages when need be. You run 2 though, because you don't want to risk losing it to damage. But it's kind of getting to a point where I can lower this to 1 because of a new card we got in Festival. Then we play 2 copies of Nocturcio. Now, this card is actually amazing in this deck. It has the ability, when discarded for a ride, the cost of riding a grade 3 or paying the cost of stride, you may then draw a card afterwards. Really good skill, combos really well with riding into Chronojet. As well as has the ability on play, when you have a grade 4 or higher Vanguard, you choose 2 cards from your drop, put them to soul, and draw a card. And that's for a counterblast. Now, we don't really use that skill. We primarily use this just for its ability of being a discard fodder, because we have cards already that help draw, and especially now we have more cards that go to soul. Then last, for the units of the grade 3s, we have 1 copy of Bali. Bali has the ability, during your turn, if there was a card that was put at the bottom of the deck, and this card gains 10k attack power. Really good, really strong. It also has the ability, when discarded for the cost of stride, gets to make you draw a card. So really fun. Then last, in the grade 3s, we run 2 copies of the Order of Foot Stamping Marking Passage of Time. This card is amazing and it is nuts. It has 2 abilities. The first ability is, when this is discarded for the cost of stride, you may choose your heart card or your Vanguard, and its ability is reduced by 1 counterblast. In English, it's a free skill. Okay? Now we have the other skill that is, when you activate it from hand, counterblast 1, choose a card, rear guard from a unit from your rear guard circle or soul, put it to the bottom of your deck, and you may call a unit that is 1 grade higher. It may then activate. His GB skills are now active. What this means is, cards in our deck, such as Upstream or even Bali, are now usable if we have to go first, especially if we lose the roll, because no one will let us go first. But that's why this is here. It's really good, and if you see one of these in the game, you pretty much are on a positive foot. Now on to our grade 2s. First up, I play 4 copies of Upstream Dragon. He has the ability of, at the end, when he attacks, GB1, when he attacks, gain +5, gain +5k. Then at the end of that battle, you may put him to the bottom of the deck. If you do, you may call a grade 1 from deck in the back rearguard circle. This is our main attacker. This is part of our main combo line. We always love doing this, no problem. With Footprint, this card becomes very usable early game if need be, going first. After that, we run 3 copies of Tizcar. I had to actually lower the Tizcar count to make space for other cards. Tizcar, we all know it. We love our gun cyclers. Pay 3 energy to draw when discarded for cost to ride, or counterblast 1 to draw. Or if you Persona Road, you can play it, make it a booster, which we don't Persona Ride, so this is only used on its defensive and discarding responsibilities. Really good. Everybody, we love them. Then I played 3 copies of Forward. Forward is primarily one of our aggressors. He has the skill on play from hand. You may choose, you soul charge 1, he gains 5k. Then you may choose the ability of counterblasting 1 to retire a grade 2 or greater unit, or choose a card from soul to call a rearguard circle. Really good, especially with Philias, because this allows you to just call Philia back out and continue the fun. Next up, for the grade 2, and last but not least, I chose the Gear Goat of Aperture Leaping. She has the ability, when this unit attacks, if you have a Gear Dragon as your Vanguard. So that's our grade 2 and 3. Actually, all of our units in our ride deck are Gear Dragons. He has the ability at the end of when attacked, Soul Blast 1, he gains 5k. Then at the end of the battle, you may pay 3 energy, put him to the bottom of the deck, and then 1 card from your bind zone or rearguard circle to the bottom of the deck to draw a card. Really good skill, we love it. Correction, I did it backwards. Put himself allows you to draw, but then you get to add additional card if you want to. Really good card, especially with a lot of decks right now liking to get rid of your playability. Him being able to go, I'm on board, and then take something with you to keep it from dying, really good, especially with how much this deck draws. Now on to grade 1, where all of our toolbox really lies. So first up, we run our 4 PGs unanimously. So 3 Arlem and then 1 Sanctitude. We love them. You know how this works. Everybody go. Next, we play 4 copies of Philia, the promo. She has the ability, just like Shinri, if your opponent has 1 or less unit rear guards, you can, or you played in order this turn, she gains 5k, and at the end of the battle, goes to Soul. Really good with this deck because you can actually keep their board to have 1 card less. We have a quarter, so that can get triggered. And this card is like a golden child with one of our strides. But really like her. And then with Forward, you can pull her back from Soul to keep gaining the resources. Now, onto the important new card we got. Let me introduce you to the Gear Parrot of Eternal Glory. He has the ability, when played on Rearguard Circle, you may choose a normal unit from your drop zone, put it to the bottom of the deck. That's the best part. Next skill he has, when you do this, he gains 5k. Really good too, but you have to have a Gear Dragon for all of this. Then he has the other ability, and this is why we love this card, okay? When he is sent back to deck through a card effect, one of our card effects, he has the ability of Energy Blast 3, draw a card, and then choose one of your units and give it 5k until the end of turn. Why this is good is because he can be by himself a 13k attacker and then have Glimmer Breath, Fate Riders +5 on call skill put into effect to keep your front row and your front rear guards an additional +5 for both ends, not just 1. Really good, really strong. I run 3 because just being able to refer means a lot of these other cards can go down in number. This deck is really tight though, so 3 I say is the magic number. Some people are trying to play 4. I think 2 is too little. 3 is that magic number. Next, we play 2 copies of Clockwise Dragon. This is our festival. These were the previous festival collection dragon. This has the ability on play when played from hand. If you and your Vanguard have the same level or you're lower, you can then soul charge 1, he gains +2. He then has the ability on rear guard or drop to remove himself from the game for 3 energy to gain back a card that was just discarded. Why we like this? Because when we're striding, this allows us to recur pieces we would prefer not to get rid of. Really good. Then we play, and then we got 2 more cards in our grade 1 lineup. First, we play 2 copies of Gigi. She does go down because now you can recur her without being concerned. So she's still good, great card, but we don't need her as heavy as she used to be. She has the on-play skill, Soul Blast 2, draw a card. If played by an effect, she gains 5k as well. Really good. Then, last but not least, we play our cat. So, cat's ability, when used in defense, we are able to go ahead and, when used on the defensive end, it's 2k. When played from hand or anywhere onto rearguard circle, countercharge by putting 2 cards from your right deck back into the right deck. We like that. Now the next few parts are really quick. The next part is really quick for our triggers. We play 8 crit. Then I play 3 front. And we do want to play the effect, this front, the power front. We don't want to play the soul front. Then 4 heal. You can play whatever heals you want, really. I prefer, for aesthetic placing, I like to keep it with my Steam Maiden. And then I play Purple OT. Purple OT is, in my opinion, the best OT to go with stride decks. Why? Because it allows you to get that extra 5th attack. If your deck can't go 5 attacks, this allows you to have the 5th. If it can, this gives you a 6th. Or it gives you additional hand to fix yourself and get you out of trouble, because it has the ability of allowing you to pull a card from your damage zone, put it to hand, and you may call a unit. I really don't do that part. I just add resources to hand. All right, last but not least, we're going into the stride zone. First up, we're gonna first talk about our the newest boy in the bunch. We do play the full 4 copies of Colonel's Command. Really strong card. He has the ability on GB3, Counterblast 1, choose 1 of your rear guards, and it gains the ret text of being able to time leap itself at the end of the battle it attacks. But it also board wipes your opponent, sending all of their rear guards to the bottom of the deck. This skill does not target, which means it gets over things like Vile Lords. It gets over any kind of protection. The only issue I have with this card in particular is Bushy should have made the bottom decking GB1 and then made the additional ret text the GB3 skill. To me, that would have made this a lot more balanced of a card when it came to its uses. But it's still a really strong card to use on your second stride turn, especially if their board is getting a little bit too out of control. Then we play 4 copies of Next Stage. Honestly, we have not, I don't really use him as much anymore because you have board control options, but he's still a good card. To stride to him, you do have to discard a Chronojet, but once you do, end of battle, he attacks Counterblast 2, discard 2 cards, re-ride back into Chronojet and stand. Really good to take effect of that extra power you're getting from the press, along with the fact Jet is a restriction, which means this burns a PG and a Sanctitude normally in the same turn. And then last but not least, we play a full play set of the Fate Rider. Fate Rider is our first stride and probably the only stride you normally will go into unless you need Chrono's Command. Has the ability, Counterblast 1, flip a card in your G-Zone face up to then choose 1 of your rear guards, bottom deck it to secure call unit from your deck that is 1 grade higher. It then gives 1 of your rear guards +5 for every face-up card in the G-Zone. So this guy climbs in power. But in its own ability, this allows you for 4 attacks, and we appreciate at least the 4, because this still is a threat because you get to shuffle the deck before the drive check, which means your opponent now has to guess, is there going to be triggers? With that being said, this is the deck. I know it doesn't look like it changed a lot, but just by the fact of having Parrot, this deck is actually so much greater than it used to be. If you like the deck, tell me in the comments below. Next up, I will be coming back to you guys with Blang, especially now with the Festival Collection involved. I do have Res that right now, I have Res still, but I'll give you that list from the set 8 format because you really aren't going to use there's not really space to use the ace in that deck. I'm still trying to find it. And then I also have your Jewel built, which I also bring to you guys. And yeah, that's it. So I do hope you guys are having an amazing day. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I shall see you guys in the next video. Peace.